So I went vegan when I was 19 and I was eating vegan, but I didn't fully grasp the concept of being like a complete vegan, I guess to say. So I was still wearing leather, not really understanding all those things. Fur was immediately gone. I haven't worn fur and that's a no-brainer. I've done fur marches. So I'm really into all of that, but the leather was hard. And I'm sure, as you guys know, it's kind of, they try and put it in literally everything. Like, I mean, on jeans, they put like a leather patch and I'm like,
Right?
not like, like, I'm like, I just want a pair of cotton jeans without an animal being on it, So that is kind of how I started figuring out that leather is also something you're not supposed to wear when you're a vegan. You can't say you're vegan if you're still wearing animals. So this is actually funny. You guys were talking about the vegan Gucci bag. This was my first like luxury vegan purchase. So I'm very happy with this one. It's incredible. I love Billie Eilish for that because I love what Gucci's doing and, promoting cruelty free. And this actually was so hard to get because it sold out so fast.
Wow.
So that's a great news for us because obviously people are wanting it. And I think what they did is really cool because they I think created like their own vegan leather, which is awesome, like called like Dymetra or something, which is really cool. So that's a step in the right direction, obviously.
Totally. Right. It goes to show you how influenced people can be.
Yeah. That's, I mean, from seeing like how hard this was to get, I was like, okay, people want this. People want the vegan options.
When it comes to like your broadcasting and fashion, do you find yourself, at least in the beginning when you were making that transition, do you find yourself having a difficult time being fashionable and professional and vegan and cruelty free?
I mean, no, I don't think so. There's so many options now. One of my favorite brands, specifically for like when I'm broadcasting, because they have such great like blazers and stuff, is Alice and Olivia. They do like a ton of vegan leather and stuff like that. And like so fashionable, so cute. Lots of sets, like matching sets, which I love. Like especially on air, it looks really like chic, all put together. So that's one of my favorite brands for that. So I mean, no, I just go on if I'm on Revolve, if I'm shopping on these places, I just go and I make sure I look, what's in this specific blazer, what's in these pants, blah, blah. Like if they look silky, I'm like, okay, what's in those? If this blazer looks like it might be leather, what is it? But they always like, which is the nice thing now, is they really like show you online if there's leather or not in it, which is easy now.
Well, do you just have like a million clothes? Like, do you have to buy new stuff every time? Do you rewear things? What's your take on that? Yeah,
I do try and rewear things. Obviously, in broadcasting, it's hard because you're doing a show a week. So if you're wearing the same thing as you were in the last show, people are probably going to notice, like, oh, she's wearing the same blazer in every game she's doing.
I hate that. Like, I hate that for us.
I know it sucks. It definitely sucks. But the way I look at it is like, okay, I can promote that I can be fashionable while still being cruelty free. That's the way I look at it, even though obviously it's not great that you have to buy so many options of clothes. It's a good thing to be like, okay, I always tag what I'm wearing too. And I'm like, okay, this is my favorite vegan blazer that I'm wearing, my favorite vegan pants. And I always tag the brand. And I've had a lot of people actually reach out and be like, oh, I actually bought this because I saw you wearing it and I love it. And it's yeah, exactly. It's great. And I think just having like staple pieces, especially for like broadcasting, is really important. Like I have like one staple black blazer and I wear different colored shirts under it. So it looks, it's a different outfit, but wearing the same thing.
Great tip. What do you do if you're on a photo shoot and they got leather shoes or some type of wool product? How do you handle that?
I mean, it's tough because it's their brand that you're being, like forced essentially to wear. So it's kind of like, it's a tough situation. But the good thing is that with modeling agencies now, when you sign like a contract, you're actually able to put in the contract if you're not comfortable wearing fur or leather and stuff like that. So that was one of the main things I did with my agency, was just saying, I am 100% not comfortable with wearing fur, leather. At the time, I was like, okay, I don't want to. But if it's their brand. But the good thing is I usually do like swim and stuff like that. So I'm not usually wearing leather, which is great. So I haven't really been put into that situation right now. But honestly, I think I would probably speak speak up and say, you know what, this really goes against what I believe in, and I just don't really wear that. Is there a way maybe I can just be barefoot? You know?
Is that something that made you a little hesitant, especially being a model? I mean, like you said, like you're just there to show up and show off their brand.
Thankfully, my agents were very understanding. They obviously see all my activism posts on Instagram, so they're very aware of where I stand and everything. But I mean, there is certain situations where it's almost like impossible to get out of. But sometimes the way I think of it is like, okay, I'm being paid by them. I'm not supporting them, essentially. So that's kind of how I think about it sometimes. But honestly, I can't remember the last time I had to wear leather on a shoot. I really like have kind of branched away from the brands that are like leather, like just all promoting leather, all promoting like wool and cashmere and stuff like that. Really don't really work with any of those anymore. And because I'm doing more sports broadcasting now than modeling, I get to pick out my own outfits, which is fantastic. So yeah, it hasn't been like a super big issue as of lately, but when I did bring it up to my agency, they were actually very understanding about it, which was great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How has your style evolved over the years? Like, give us some fashion tips that we can use.
Yes, it has definitely evolved. I actually was looking through my old Instagram posts today and I was like, wow, that is always a fun experience to go down and be like, what was I thinking? So I think my style now is a lot more like kind of just like simple chic. Like I love like just good basics and like kind of being able to dress them up with like a nice vegan bag or a nice pair of vegan shoes or like jewelry and stuff like that. So like I love like I'm really into linen right now, obviously with summer. So like linen is one of my go-tos right now. I love like a linen shirt with just like kind of boyfriend jeans and like a vegan sandal is kind of my summer staple right now. So I mean, it's just I think I've evolved in just the way of being more like relaxed in what I'm wearing, like not as bold and crazy, which there's nothing wrong with, but for me personally, I just wanted to tone it down a little bit and like just be a little bit more
tranquilo.
chic.